Welcome back into WVTM 13 News at 4. We want to get a look at the weather with First Warning Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson.
Yeah, it's loud out there right now.
It has been loud this afternoon. Big thunderstorms, typical summertime variety, no severe weather, but the rain has been coming down enough that it's caused some localized flooding in parts of Jefferson and Shelby and St. Clair counties where there is a flash flood warning in effect. That's what that red box on First Warning Live radar indicates. Big area from Bessemer over toward Inverness and Shoal Creek and Greystone, Lee Branch. More than 1 to 2 inches of rain just this afternoon. Same thing up into St. Clair County, and now the heavier downpours are moving over toward the east and then redeveloping toward the west. Rain ending here around the Birmingham metro area, but that flash flood warning is in effect until 6:30 p.m. for Jefferson and Shelby and St. Clair counties. It's still raining pretty hard here in parts of southern St. Clair County around Wolf Creek and just south of the Cook Springs and Chula Vista exit. Heavy rain right over top of Coosa Valley Elementary, but north of, say, Cogswell Avenue in Pell City, up toward Ascension St. Vincent's, there's not that much going on. It's just some light rain closer to Interstate 20 and then into Talladega County too, especially Highway 77 just on the north side of Talladega close to Westside Baptist and Salter Elementary School. Highway 275, some pretty heavy rain happening there. The bigger storms now are near Hoax Bluff and just to the southeast of Ohatchee, coming up toward Fort McClellan and then over Highway 431 towards Sacs and Weaver, White Plains, Jacksonville, and Calhoun counties. Again, none of those are severe at the moment, but they are heavy and they have a lot of lightning in them, especially in Pickens and Tuscaloosa counties. These thunderstorms in Tuscaloosa and Fayette are tracking toward the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So I'll track the leading edge of this one that's just north of Samantha. Eventually, it'll take it about an hour, but it would be in southwestern Walker County close to Corona by about 5:20. Now, there's a pretty good chance that these storms that are developing east of Bankston will get there before those. Hey, watch what happened in Birmingham just about 2 hours ago. We had a shower go by, a bit of clearing, and then, wow, here comes that heavy rain that caused the flash flood warning. But just as soon as the rain ended, the sky started to turn like that. It is beautiful outside right now where it's not raining, but it is still very hot and very humid. More scattered storms are coming in during the day tomorrow, and some of these are going to be fairly heavy on Thursday. There is a limited risk of a severe thunderstorm. The Storm Prediction Center outlining much of north and central Alabama with that low-end marginal risk. Basically, it's the same kind of thing that we have going on today. Some isolated storms as early as 6 o'clock in the morning. By about 9 to 10 a.m., a bigger area of showers and storms moves south into the Birmingham metro. So I don't think we're going to get quite as hot tomorrow. Instead of the upper 80s and low 90s, I think it's more like upper 70s and low 80s. But boy, then do we just get hot and sticky. Look at that. Friday's feels like temp, 94 in Birmingham. Saturday, it feels like about 99, maybe closer to 100 around Jasper and Tuscaloosa. And then on Sunday, boy, it just feels sticky and hot with a feels like temp close to 100 degrees or even hotter than that. And fewer storms, too. There will still be some pop-ups here and there Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but we are headed right into a very normal, very hot summertime forecast through the next 7 days.